concrete slurry waste handling, on-site concrete washout facilities, transit truck washout, and the removal of temporary concrete washout facilities are typical concrete waste management activities. The contractor must conduct concrete waste management activities according to the guidelines provided in the project special provisions to minimize or eliminate the release of concrete waste materials into the storm drain system or watercourse. Concrete washout facilities must be installed, maintained, and later removed at the locations shown on the approved stormwater pollution prevention plan and in conformance with details shown on Standard Plan T59. Temporary concrete washouts must be installed before the placement of any concrete at the project site. Carefully plan the location of the concrete washout by walking the site and reviewing the site plan to choose an area best suited for the concrete washout. When determining the location of the facility, remember a concrete washout must be located a minimum of 50 feet from storm drain inlets, open drainage facilities, and watercourses unless determined infeasible by the resident engineer. Also, locate the washout facility away from construction traffic or access areas at a location determined by the contractor and approved by the resident engineer. A concrete washout sign must be installed within 32 feet and 10 inches of the temporary concrete washout facility. Plywood that has been freshly painted with no less than 2 applications of flat white paint must be used for the concrete washout sign. Sign letters, as indicated on Standard Plan T59, must be stenciled with commercial quality exterior black paint. The testing of paint is not required. There are 2 types of concrete washout facilities, above grade and below grade. Above grade facilities are constructed with a minimum length of 10 feet and a minimum width of 14 feet 9 inches. Basically, the concrete washout needs to be large enough to contain all liquid and concrete waste that is generated by washout operations for concrete wastes without seepage, spills, or overflow. Therefore, with approval from the resident engineer, the minimum length and the width of the facility can be increased. Straw bales stacked at a maximum of 2 bales are situated along the perimeter of the washout facility. Straw bales must be a minimum of 14 inches in width, 18 inches in height, 36 inches in length, and shall have a minimum weight of 50 pounds. The straw bales are anchored in place with wood or metal stakes. The stakes must be a minimum of 4 feet in length. The project special provisions require that the contractor install 2 stakes per bale. If metal stakes are used, the tops of the metal stakes must be bent at a 90-degree angle or capped with an orange or red plastic safety cap that fits snugly to the metal stake. The contractor must submit a sample of the metal stake and plastic cap, if used, for the resident engineer's approval before installation. To ensure integrity of the concrete washout facility, the contractor should wedge loose straw between the bales. Once the straw bales are in place, the liner is then situated. An intact, which means no holes, tears, or other defects, single-ply, new polyethylene liner of at least 10 mils thickness is used to contain the waste and prevent the waste from seeping into the soil. The liner is then anchored into place with staples. As an alternative, a geotextile pin or plastic peg may be used instead of staples. If the contractor chooses to use an alternative attachment device, then it must be submitted to the resident engineer for approval before installation. Once the liner is anchored, gravel-filled bags are placed in each corner. Gravel bags must be between 24 inches and 32 inches in length and between 16 inches and 20 inches in width. The gravel must be between 3/8 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch in diameter and must be clean and free from clay balls, organic matter, and other deleterious material. Gravel bags must be between 30 pounds and 50 pounds in weight. Below grade facilities are constructed with a minimum length and width of 14 feet and 9 inches and include an earthen berm along the perimeter. Specifications for the earthen berm are provided in Standard Plan number T59. Soil is excavated from the below-grade site to a depth of 3 feet 2 inches. Once the area is excavated, make sure that it is free of all rocks and other debris, because this material could cause tears in the plastic liner. Place the liner under the berm on the entry side of the below-grade facility. Then, place the remaining liner into the excavated area as well as over the earthen berm of the remaining 3 sides. The liner is then anchored with gravel-filled bags. While conducting washout activities, protect storm drains with an inlet cover, sandbags, or other BMP. Washout of concrete mixers, delivery trucks, and other delivery systems can only take place in designated areas. Wash concrete from the mixer chutes into approved concrete washout systems. Collect washout in an impermeable bag or container for disposal, and be sure to pump the excess concrete from the concrete pump bin back into the concrete mixer truck. Concrete washout from concrete pumper bins can be washed into concrete pumper trucks and discharged into a designated washout area, or be properly disposed of off-site. In the event of concrete washout overflows, discontinue using the washout and construct a new facility to contain the anticipated washout operation wastes. Provide temporary containment to collect wastes that are generated when pumps and transfer hoses are cleaned out away from the washout. Ensure that the washout is covered during rain events. Ensure that a shovel or broom and sandbags are readily available at the washout facility in the event of spills that may occur around the washout. If concrete washout discharges into a storm drain, notify the construction stormwater coordinator of the incident. Clean up as much of the waste as possible. Verbally instruct the drivers of the approved washout locations and ensure that all washouts are identified with a posted sign. Once concrete washout facilities are no longer needed, the hardened concrete must be broken up, removed, and disposed of properly. Dispose of Portland cement concrete, dried residue, slurries, or liquid waste in conformance with project special provisions. Materials used to construct temporary concrete washout facilities become the property of the contractor, and it is the contractor's responsibility to remove and dispose of these materials properly. Holes, depressions, or other ground disturbance must be backfilled and repaired. The contractor's water pollution control manager must monitor on-site concrete waste storage and disposal procedures on a weekly basis, or as directed by the resident engineer. The water pollution control manager will monitor concrete working tasks such as saw cutting, coring, grinding, and grooving daily to ensure proper methods are employed, or as directed by the resident engineer. During the inspection, the contractor's inspector needs to check for the following. Ensure that waste from the concrete washout is removed when at 75% capacity. Ensure that the washout is designed to contain the volume of anticipated wastes. And ensure that the washout facility is located a minimum of 50 feet from storm drain inlets, drainage facilities, and water courses. Ensure that a sign in conformance with Standard Plan T59 is installed and is located adjacent to the washout facility. The Water Pollution Control Manager should also check the liner for any type of damage, such as holes, rips, or voids in the lining. The gravel bag should also be inspected to determine if the bag material has ruptured or if the yarn has failed such that the bag contents spill out. Any damage noted during an inspection must be repaired immediately. Temporary concrete washout facilities should be maintained to provide adequate holding capacity with a minimum freeboard of 4 inches for above-grade facilities and 12 inches for below-grade facilities. Maintain temporary concrete washout facilities by removing and disposing of hardened concrete and returning the facilities to a functional condition. Existing facilities must be cleaned, or new facilities must be constructed and ready for use once the washout is 75% full. In the event of concrete washout overflows, discontinue using the washout and construct a new facility to contain anticipated washout operation wastes. Provide temporary containment to collect wastes that are generated when pumps and transfer hoses are cleaned out away from the washout. By following these procedures, you will do your part to minimize or eliminate the release of concrete waste materials into the storm drain system or watercourses.